Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So we are still, well, not still, we're back in the range. So it looked like we broke to the bottom of the range and now we're back in the range. We have broken this trend line, so here's now the trend line to break at the moment. So your next target to the upside is pretty much going to be this level here of 118.761. So at the moment we have some dollar weakness, but that may have changed the blink of an eye. It just depends which way the politicians want to play the game. Anyway, so with that break, and it's been a pretty solid break, so you can see this is a pretty good example of a flag, move up flag. I hope you can see that flag. I'm just going to use a block here. So there's your flag. So the break above that high would have triggered another long, and there we go. And your measured move, wouldn't surprise me if this measured move is we're at the measured move at the moment. Okay, so that's the measured move that we have right now. So I think what I'd be doing is staying out of it for now. So it wouldn't surprise me to see probably a bit of a squirt up here, and you'll probably find that that's going to be a fairly decent area to take a scalp, but that's against my strategy. I want to be going with the trend, so I'm looking to buy on the pullback. I don't think there's going to be a pullback unless we come back here, which is possible. So for European Open 118.300, if we can come back to 118.300 and hold it, then I would expect us to make another move up to 118.761. Okay, that's about the only trade that I see here. And just coming back to 8 hour, you can see very strong resistance at the top there. So I don't see us breaking through that easily, unless we get political noise, but that's another scenario completely. Okay, then there's also this inverse cup and handle here. So here's a cup and here's a handle. We have broken through the neckline, so we could find support here and then keep bumping our heads until gradually moving through. We find supports up here. There we are. We turn this resistance to support, then my view will change. Okay, US dollar, Japanese yen. Downward trend line is intact. We're busy breaking this upward trend line at the moment. So let's just get down to the 1 hour. You can see how we bounced off it. Up, rejected, down. So I'm looking for the pullback, and then we're looking to sell this. Okay. Now pullback, you need to just put your levels in. Every fractal to the left is going to be an indication of where one of the levels are. So I'd want to see a pullback into 105.379, and then there's just one other one that I'd be interested in, which is this one here, and you can see how it lines up to the left. Okay, and that one is 105.426. Okay, so I want to see a pullback back into that. Not worst case scenario, but the third option would be back up to 105.472. So you want to have a stop above this swing high here. Okay, so that swing high is 105.557. So I'd say my stop there would be 105.560, 561, something like that. Okay, and we're looking for a move to the downside. Targets, what you're looking for is look to the left, look for your inside tails. There's one target down there. Okay, which is fairly strong. I suppose that would be my target area to start with. What's that? 105.153. Okay, Euro Aussie dollar. Yesterday we pulled this one up onto the charts to watch, and you can see we did tag this level to the upside. I think just bear in mind it is fairly strong. I want to see us come back and test this 165.546 area. If that is successful, then we have a potential for this to continue to the upside, and that upside is really going to be pretty impressive, because there's not much that's going to stop it. If you look, I think the next logical target area would be 170. Okay, so yeah, so I'm waiting for that pullback. I'd like to see a deep pullback down into this area. We're way too far away from the moving average at the moment to be looking for a trade at the moment. And you can see on the hour we are kind of on the moving average here, so we could be forming a base here. But as I say, this is the area that I would prefer. Okay, so this area down here is 165,848. Okay, so we'll have to watch this. I think patience is key here. So what you may find is it just goes into a bit of a flag or starts moving to the downside. So if you look at this, a nice strong move up, two move correction. So it's ABC correction that's happened here after this big move. So break back above this area here. It's not exactly there. We're going to have to fine tune that. Just give me a sec. So a break above this previous high here of 167,842 and a retest, and we hold. That's your entry for long. Stop is below the swing low. Okay, so that's kind of what could be forming here. Nice solid move up, A, B, C correction. Now you need a break above there and hold above that before aiming for this level here. And if we do a measured move here, I wouldn't be too surprised to see that play out. Nope. So let's do that, and just try pretend we've got a crystal ball. So you can see what I've done here, guys. So that is the original move to the upside. I'm expecting a second move of that, and that is a good target area there. So how would we get there? Would be a pullback onto here. So that's another area just to look at. Okay, so if we do break below this level, then I'd look for support down here at 166,716. Get some support down here. That's probably going to set up a decent flag, and then flag break will take us up to there. Okay, so anyway, that's one still to watch. Just wait for that pullback. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, really gone quiet on this at the moment. We are range bound, so if we just use that logic at the moment, just get down to the hour, you kind of want to be buying off the bottom and selling off the top, and let's just get the top of the range. Top of the range is quite far away. Actually, what we want to do is let's just put that in there. Okay, so that is our trend line there. So yeah, you probably find an opportunity to sell off here to the downside. But again, with my strategy, if you look at the moves above the moving average, moves below the moving average, I'm going to wait this one out. I think there's nothing really there that's interesting me. British pound, Japanese yen, this is a quick one. Got the block in from yesterday still. Look at this, tails to the downside, tails to the upside, and this is on the 8 hour. So for the last 24 hours, nothing's been going on. Okay, so this is another one that we'll just sit and wait for. I don't see any structure at the moment. This is really just playing with a moving average at the moment. Aussie dollar, US dollar. So we've had a fairly strong move to the downside. Now the dollar pair is well, all the dollar pairs are going to be pretty interesting because one day we're looking at dollar weakness, next day we're looking at dollar strength. So I'm not 100% convinced that we have anything brewing on the dollar pairs right now. I think you're going to have to get down to your lower time frames to see what's transpiring. But if you look at that, it does look like we are moving back to the upside, but the question could be, is it just to bump our heads on the trend line, which is what I would expect. So that's the area that I would expect us to be short again. The only thing that concerns me, I suppose, we bumped our heads, then we broke above it, and we never really found support there. So that is a good possibility that we move up. And basically all that's happening is you've got these moves up like this, and then it breaks down again. Okay, and there's one more here. Okay, so you can see it comes down, moves up, and then breaks down. Consolidates, breaks down. Consolidating, breaks down. I still think our target to the downside here is 0.70. Okay, and so I would be interested in a short of somewhere in this area here of 70945, somewhere in that area. I think you'd probably find an opportunity to be short again, go with the trend and down to the downside. British pound and Aussie dollar. This is sort of in the middle of the levels that we had yesterday. Nothing has really transpired. Sorry, wrong time frame. What we do have is a potential trend line break here. There it is there. So we've broken, we've retested. Okay, so I'd be tempted to take a short here. But the problem is that your stop is going to be really wide. I wouldn't want to be above there. I think I'd want to be above the swing highs here somewhere. So your stop is going to be around 1,300 points, and that's fairly high. Let me just see if I can see something else on the 15-minute. Not really, no. So yeah, if you're prepared to take that risk, then that's kind of what I do. For me, I think I just wait for a better setup, so I can get more of a 300 to 400 point stop loss. Okay, so at the moment the risk reward is not worth it, but it does look like we have a trend line break here. It could turn out to be something like that. Okay, so if I just come back to 8 hour, we're in this pretty congested area here, so it's difficult to ascertain whether we've broken through this area or whether we're rejecting that area. So if I just remove the noise, you can see tails to the upside. Let's just zoom in here. So you've got a pin bar there, but then you've got a pin bar to the downside, so it's very difficult to ascertain what is going on. I think I'd be more comfortable buying into this lower down than worrying about a short. So if it does come into some support down here, looking for an opportunity to buy, if you look at getting down there, I can drop to there. It's still 1,000 point stop loss, but I think I feel a little bit more comfortable with that than trying to anticipate a short here. Okay, so that's that pair. Anyway, so guys, it is elections in 2 weeks, so you're going to have this confusion carrying on. And yeah, for me, I mean, even the indexes this morning don't really look that healthy, and the index normally pays me my salary every day. And we just got to be patient. Don't rush it. Don't feel the need to trade. You know, not taking a trade is a trade. So just stay patient, and things will start changing shortly, and we'll start getting some relatively decent trends which we can actually take. Okay. Anyway, guys, hope it helps you somewhat. Hope you learned something, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.